Hello everyone. So today I was berated for wanting to wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I was called, quote, slouch. So I'm now wearing a different sweatshirt than I was originally wearing today. I'll connect it in 1 second. Hold on, don't connect the Bluetooth because then the audio. Poe and I are gonna go hunting for we're touring 2 different things that we're thinking about getting summer membership for. That's what we're gonna do today. Cho baked bread this morning. So you can, okay, fine. I'll say clearly. Cinnamon raisin bread, classic. It reached $1.95 when she took it out, so it's good. Bagu is making, also baking today. It's one of those baking days. And what else are we doing?
Hunting for guys at the gym.
No, we're not. No, we're not. What? What? She has these, like, nefarious plans that I wasn't informed about.
We're going to do.
Okay, well, that's what we're doing right now. I don't make dinner today. I make it tomorrow. I'm doing potato, apple, onion, invisible, like, egg bake kind of casserole. I think. It might change. I don't know. Yeah. Main thing, I was berated for my outfit, though. That's the main reason I'm saying that. Berated her, the other beraters in the kitchen. They were like, such a slouch. That word stung. Not that I haven't heard it before, but yeah. Anything else? I'm just doing a quick check-in. Now that I have new viewers, I'm so excited. She sent my channel in their group chat, so I'm not. You just spat on my freaking face.
Good.
Oh my god.
That's what you get for recording for so long.
Anyways, I'm gonna send this. I'm not gonna send this. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm gonna stop it here. Okay. Bye bye. So Poe and I just came back from our tours, and I wanted to say that when I wave to the neighbors, like I'm like, hello, I would never do that before, and it makes me feel like such a good person. And I don't know what that says about who I used to be, I guess, but like when I'm like, good day, hello, just note that I put effort into doing that, and it makes me feel good, but hopefully it makes my neighbor feel good too. So yeah, wave to your neighbors. Like a good neighbor, stay firm is there. Yeah, anyways, that's all for now. Hold on, my Poe. Okay, hold on. Poe's cutting her bread, and I was like, wait, let me get this. Go on, Poe.
Whoa.
Oh, nice. Good job, Poe. Poe's fresh bread. It smells so good. The smell of yeast is one of my favorite smells. The smell of yeast. Home Depot. I love the smell of Home Depot. The garage. I like the smell. I actually like the smell of like mold or mildew. Oh, well, let me see that. That looks really good. And other smells I like. I like the smell of Flonase. I think it's like a hydrangea smell. Like, you know, when you have a really stuffed nose. And I love that smell. I love the smell of fresh geraniums. But I really love the smell of yeast. It smells really good. Hold on. It smells so good. Yeah, I love the smell of bread in general. Bread and butter. Sorry, I'm really close today. Yeah. Oh, and Bagu made fresh cookies. They're brownie cookies. Because I said it was like a baking day. Joe and I are going to go on a walk and pick up her keychain. And then I'm going to tutor. I don't make dinner today. I make it tomorrow, and I already said what I'm making. Yeah, I'm going to change and go. Because the weather, it's like this point in the spring where it's like cold in the morning, hot in the day, cold at night. I don't mind changing. I'm just noticing. Okay. Let me say that. 2 things. I'm back in my element. Of a hoodie that I've been called a slouch in, but whatever, I still like it. And you know what's ironic is that this is her hoodie, because I have this philosophy of many that clothes are comfier when they're not yours. This is her hoodie, and the sweatpants I've been wearing, actually those are mine, but Yeah, that's rare. But Cho has this Abercrombie sweat set. It's a men's sweat set. It is the comfiest sweat set I've ever worn in my life. And one other thing I was just saying is that it's so daunting sometimes to realize how many types of talented people there are in the world. But it's also like exciting because it's like, oh my gosh, all these, I keep saying oh my gosh, it's like, sorry, I want to stop saying that. It's like all these humans have this like immense possibility, which is what I was talking about yesterday. But it also kind of encourages you to just be you because there's so many other people. But anyways, we're gonna keep walking, but that's all for now. She has to pick up a keychain from her friend's house, who now might follow me. So hey, I'm not gonna give you a shout out, but you know who you are. She knows who she is. Something I just recorded a video and it came out so terribly that I had to delete it. It was not good because but I was saying language. Oh, it's not funny. I was saying the houses look like the beginning scene in Kiki's Delivery Service today with how the light's hitting it, and I really think it's so pretty. And then also I was making a comment on the different words that are offered in different languages. So it's kind of like there's certain words for what is it, light dancing in the trees in, what is it, Mandarin?
It's Japanese or Chinese.
It's either Japanese or Mandarin. And then I was saying how there's a 2-part word in Japanese and I can't remember how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try, but it basically means that the same variables can exist. So like you can be eating a meal with the same person, it can be the same food, but the experience itself is unique. So once an experience is gone, it's gone. It's not coming back. It doesn't matter if you can recreate it. And that kind of reminds me of like the fleeting nature of life, and that you should appreciate every moment for what it's offering. And that's what I'm going to end this segment with, the sentiment. Appreciate the light, the way it dances, because it doesn't dance the same way twice. Oh, I kind of like that. That. I don't dance the same way twice either, so. But when I do dance, when I do dance, trust that you will notice. So, is that right, Fo? Sure, she says I dance like a chicken. Okay, that's all for now. Fo and I were just talking about what we remember as like at certain ages, and I thought something that's really profound and very simple, but I want to say it, is that like you don't remember what you forgot. And that is crazy because it's like
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. And that's like the Euthyphro paradox. The Euthyphro paradox? No. That's that's something else. It is the Euthyphro paradox. It's where like if you know something, then you know it, and if you don't know something, then you don't know what you don't know. So how can you ever learn? And it's like, is it the Euthyphro? No, it's not. That's the religion one. It's the recollection, like the learning thing. It's from the Meno. The Plato's Meno, not the Euthyphro. Look into the, is God good, or is what God loves good, or does God? Okay. I just need to breathe. Poe, can we go on this street? Is that fine? Come on, Poe, please.
Oh, I'm tired.
Okay, well, I guess our walk's gonna be shorter. Euthyphro paradox is, does God love all things that are good, or is all things that are good loved by God? And it's a question about, it's a theological question about like whether or not you need God's like divine rulership or whatever. But the Meno is it's Plato's dialogue about recollection, and it's saying like if you already know something, then you've learned it in a sense. But if you don't already know something, how do you know what you don't know? Like, how do you even begin to find it? And it's an argument for like the remembering self or something like that. No, that's psychological. I'm really like my thoughts are really jumbled today. But the point is, it's hard to know what you don't know. So this is a further argument for leaving yourself open to learning new things, because maybe it will rectify a knowledge gap that you have but weren't aware of. Was that articulated well? No. But maybe if you listen to that whole thing, you learn something a little bit over the noise of these cars. So I'm back from the walk, and I was making hot tea because I love Harney and Sons hot apple spice, or is it hot cinnamon spice tea? There's two different ones. I think it's the hot cinnamon tea. But yeah, it reminded me of that one thing from The Good Place where it's like Eleanor Shellstrop is like, why are there so many froyo places? Why not just ice cream? Ice cream's better. And then Michael's like, because it's human to ruin something a little bit so you can have more of it. And I was thinking about that with my tea, because I was like, you want to pour a little bit more water into it. Like I have this like line on my cup, and I always want to pour it to this specific line just so I can. But it's like, no, I know I like it a little bit stronger, so I'd rather have a little less of something that's better than more of it that's a little less good. And this lawn guy is like, I think he's following me, because everything today is so loud. Like oh my gosh, why does everyone have to mow their lawn on a Tuesday? But yeah, so there's that. And then also I wanted to say, because I was making already a point about language, something that I'm working on is I took, my dad is from Germany, so it's really important to me to learn German so I can speak it with him. Because then it's like, because my whole thing is like, learning should be something that becomes a part of you, not something that's forgotten or just done for the sake of. Like, you should do it to live better. It's not just something to like perform for a test or to say that you have on LinkedIn or whatever that people tend to get skills for now, like to get a job. Like it's not a means to an end. It's like an end in itself. So there's my philosophy on language. And language is one of those things that becomes a part of you. And again, that's an Aristotelian idea that when you fully learn something, you become one with it. But yeah, anyways, so to maintain the German knowledge, because I didn't have to because I had some credit, but I wanted to take German from the beginning. I did German 1, 2, and 3 in college, and I wanted to do more, but I was graduating. Sorry, I know this lawn guy is really loud. A little piece. Anyways, to maintain my German knowledge, what I do is I read all the Harry Potter books. The books are better than the movies. The movies are good in themselves as well, but they're good in different ways. But the books are just truly good because they have so much detail. It's like they're good in ways that you can't get from either, so appreciate them for what they are. So for the movie itself, and given the length, they are super good. So again, not dissing the movies, I just prefer the books. But the movies are so comforting on a rainy day, so go back and forth. But anyways, what was I saying? Since I know the story of Harry Potter quite well, I'm listening to the book in German. I listen to about a half a chapter or a full chapter every day. So I think I've listened to like hours on end of it. But through doing that, I learn new German words, and I also maintain the kind of knowledge that I have. And sometimes I go back and check, if I'm like, I'll check a certain word if it comes up. So like I learned the new word like Umhang. It's like the word for robe, which I wouldn't have known, or cloak or something. But yeah, that's kind of like, I want to make sure that I maintain and improve on skills that I have, and that's something that I do. So I like to listen to the audiobook because it's like, so to clarify, I listen to the German audiobook while reading the German, because I want to hear the pronunciation correctly and not read it in my head, and because that would be disastrous because I'm not a fluent German speaker yet. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And I do that. When I was doing it last night, because I do it once a day for at least like 20 or 30 minutes, I was like, this is something I want to show, but it's like, how do you show yourself learning a language? I don't know. But I wanted to say that when I made that language comment. So yeah. Don't lose the skills you have if you worked hard to get them. That's my thing for today. In addition to, I'm sure, a bunch of other things that I said. This video is a little more disjointed because I'm feeling disjointed today. So yeah, that's all for now.
Excellent.
This is something I wanted
This
to
is
document.
beautiful. This is like a galaxy.
The
This is
aesthetics
perfect.
of Joe's baked bread are just
No,
wonderful.
Paul Hollywood would approve because you don't have any of the. It's even throughout the loaf. You don't have the pooling.
Poe did a wonderful job, and I
That
thought
means that
not
your
everything
yeast
has
time
to
is
be about
excellent.
me, at least a little bit. Just
Yeah, but
kidding.
the yeast time is excellent.
It's not yeast time, it's proving time.
Proving time. That's
But
it,
also-
proving. It's not under or
Also,
overapproved.
the bread, she proved it in the oven on the proving setting, and she took it out. I had Bagoo stick in the thermometer. It came out at 195, which is the temperature for milk bread. Anyways, good job, Poe.
At home. Sophia,
One more thing, actually,
You've outdone yourself.
Mom just said that she's a true graduate of chemistry because she did her baking, but it's actually indicative to how much she's made this bread, because baking is one of those things you learn through experience. That's another Aristotelian idea, with like virtue through experience. But the reason she did it so well is because she also cares. So caring goes a long way.
Oh, I know. If I don't like who I'm baking for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think Prue Leith has this one saying. She said it's her life philosophy that if you don't love what you're baking, it won't turn out well. And although I sort of disagree, it's shown in this bread. I think.
It's to whom you're baking for, too.
Yeah, that's true. She was baking for herself. Just kidding.
Anyway, add the product.
So I'm making a veggie scramble, and I messed up the seasoning on the cast iron pan that we use, which I heavily appreciate even more since I've come back from college. And it's interesting how it's like when you like, it's interesting how the absence of something makes you appreciate something you didn't notice before. And that is something that you can see in life and everything. It's like you don't appreciate something until it's gone. That is so true, especially for tools. So because I would cook on these like pans that like they're nice pans. It just like I was using this like 3-quart stainless steel thing for like everything under the sun, and that is really not the best thing for like cooking an egg or something. Like it would be better to do it on a cast iron or whatever. But anyways, I messed up the seasoning on the pan, as I was saying, because there was like stuff on the pan, so I scrubbed it with water, and I shouldn't have done that, and now I need to re-season it in the oven. I think you like put olive oil around the pan and then you cook it at a high temperature, but that's annoying because it's like stripping your skin. Like now it takes so much time to rebuild it, so mistake. But you know what? I know how to fix it, and I will fix it. So what matters is I recognize the mistake and I make a change. And that's a good thing for someone to carry with today. If you recognize a mistake, it's better if you just acknowledge it and fix it and move on than to dwell on the past and, hold yourself in, what is it? What's the word for eggs? Like shashuka, eggs in purgatory. Is that related? Like, don't hold yourself in purgatory? I don't know. I was just reading about shashuka because for tomorrow I'm either going to make a kugel, which is like a traditional Jewish like Passover dish, but I'm going to do it with potatoes, I think. Like potato, apple, onion, which is a mix of a German dish called Erden Himmel, which means earth and heaven. And it's like the earth and the sweet. So it's potatoes and onions mashed with caramelized onions, I think, on the top. But I was thinking I do like onions, apples, and potatoes. But anyways, so I was just planning the dinner for tomorrow. That's why I was thinking about it. But yeah. Yeah, that's all for now. I had something else I was going to say too. I don't remember. I was just watching Big Hero 6, and that movie is really good, as an aside. I appreciate animated movies, as I've mentioned before, because of the amount of detail that goes into them. Yeah, that was really random, and a lot of this is random, but that movie's good. Oh, one more thing. I take that back about the random comment. This is not random. It is premeditated because I'm thinking about what I'm saying and I'm intentionally recording. But I just I felt like, okay, I'm trying to be like as transparent as possible while self-editing. So since I've been talking a lot about cooking and stuff, I was trying to introduce another interest just in case someone isn't as interested in cooking and entertainment as I am. But I also have to be true to me, and so sorry if you guys don't want to hear about cooking, because I know, but cooking really is. It's so interesting because it's a lived experience. It's based on what we have around us, kind of in like a Noma sense, even though Chris Bianco opened his pizzeria, I think in 1981, which is before Noma opened in the 90s. So like that farm to table movement, like he was a part of that. Chris Bianco, pizza in Phoenix. He was the one who was talking about like living from the land and bounty in the desert. Like it wasn't just a Nordic idea that Rene Redzepi, or however you say his name, introduced from his time in that country that starts with an M by Italy. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, anyways, I am very interested in that idea of cooking and things like that, because it involves so much of what makes us human, and people have so many, it's just so nuanced that it's like, how can you not be interested in it? And same with entertainment. But that's why I mentioned the Big Hero 6. It wasn't really, I was just trying to introduce something, a little spice. Oh, there I go again with the cooking. But ew, that was so gross. There I go. I'm stopping here. Anyways, all I'm saying, it wasn't random. Nothing's random. Well, except for that is. Another thing I was just thinking is my focus on my focus on simplicity reminds me of the kind of movement towards minimalism. So I wanted to say that some of the things I say, because obviously I watch my own videos. Hello. Some of the things I say, I think a little bit it comes off as like I think that I'm making these new thoughts. But I kind of see myself as more of an aggregator. It's not that I'm making new thoughts. It's that I'm bringing them to light, kind of in the like I was saying with the Heideggerian phenomenological, showing what's already there is truth. It's an idea. What is it called? It starts with an A. It's an A. Aletheia. Aletheia it's in Greek. It means truth in the idea of uncovering oneself. So aletheia. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but you can look it up and correct me in the comments below. So yeah, all I'm saying is that a lot of these ideas, I know they're not earth-shattering and they're not something that is brand new thought, but I don't think anything ever is. And it's kind of when you say it and how you say it is what determines whether or not it's kind of received. So yeah, the simplicity idea is the minimalism that is starting to catch on now because we're so overstimulated, and we being the general population. But I was thinking about that because as I'm prepping my dinner, I purposely decided to just do one spice and then these two vegetables instead of do a little bit of everything. And it's a more enjoyable thing because then you can appreciate each thing for what it is and what it offers, and you don't have this muddling. And I think a lot of approaches in life, if you really just centralize your efforts towards one thing and you do it really well, that often is the best. Not saying not always, it's just I'm not saying that applies always. I'm just saying that sometimes simplifying your life and then putting more effort towards something you really care about makes things go better for longer. So yeah, maybe if you feel overwhelmed, try reducing, refocusing, and trying again. So yeah, there's my tidbit for right now. Okay, I'm sitting out here in the garden and I was wondering, what is it about a fly versus a bee that makes a fly so annoying and a bee is not only tolerable, for me at least, because they don't really scare me. I know some people hate bees, but a bee, I'll like stop and observe, and a fly makes me irrationally angry, and I'm like, why are you in my space? You're like polluting my air. And they kind of have similar like movement patterns, so I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but if anyone has thoughts on that, please share. I said this before, but a lot of things I noticed that are hard, such as like learning a language, because as I'm sitting here doing my Harry Potter audio and reading, it's like a lot of things that are hard are just things that require like consistency. So like learning a language is hard, running is hard, cooking is hard, being nice is hard. Yeah, so a lot of things that are like, I guess, viewed as like, oh wow, this person is like really dedicated or really skilled, and I wish I had that talent. Like a lot of it I think is just like consistent hard work, and I said this in an earlier video, I don't remember which one, but it was like, I think that consistency is one of the rarest human traits. And I noticed that especially right now when I'm trying to maintain my German, because it's like, if I don't keep up with it, then I lose it. So it's harder if I decide to take a shortcut. But it's nevertheless still hard, even if I don't take a shortcut. And I think there's something like, nothing worth doing is easy. That's kind of something I wanted to emphasize today. Again, not an original idea, but one that's particularly resonating with me right now.